Welcome to F1 Blogs, your ultimate destination for the latest F1 news, race analysis, and exclusive insights. Stay updated with all the action from the world of Formula One right here. Fernando Alonso's hopes of securing a points finish at the 2024 Las Vegas Grand Prix came up just short, as the Spanish veteran ultimately finished 11th. Throughout much of the race, Alonso showed impressive pace and was in contention for a top 10 finish, only to fall just outside of the points by the time the checkered flag waved. The driver of the Aston Martin AMR24 was upbeat about his performance, but there was an undeniable feeling of disappointment as he reflected on a strong race that ultimately yielded no rewards. The race pace was much better today. We were in the points for most of the race, which is an achievement in itself, but we ended up in 11th, which is disappointing because I think we deserved more, said Alonso after the race. We were close to Red Bull, Haas, and Tsunoda, which was a surprise, but at the end of the day, there's no reward for finishing just outside the points. Alonso's car was certainly more competitive in race conditions than in qualifying, where the Aston Martin AMR24 had struggled to find the necessary pace to challenge for a top 10 start. In the race, however, the car was much more balanced, giving Alonso the chance to battle with quicker cars. The car was much happier in the race, he explained. Right from the formation laps, I could feel that it was in a better window. The handling was much better than in qualifying, and that helped us get into the points for most of the race. Although he was able to maintain his position in the points for a significant portion of the race, Alonso was forced to battle with tire wear and strategy calls that ultimately cost him crucial positions. The strategy was good, and the tire changes were quick, which kept us in the mix. However, there were a few moments where we could have gained a bit more, and at the end, that bit of extra pace just wasn't there, said Alonso. It was a race of tire management, and unfortunately, we just couldn't match the pace of those ahead of us. The race itself was a mix of highs and lows for the Aston Martin team. Alonso felt confident about the car's overall race pace, but the lack of grip and tire performance in the final stages of the race meant that he couldn't hold on to a points position by the end. Despite these challenges, Alonso's positive outlook remained. We did everything we could with the car, he said. We were close to getting points, but in the end, we were just a bit off. The race showed that we're making progress, and if we can start further up the grid in Qatar and Abu Dhabi, I think we can finish in the points. As for the lessons learned from the race, Alonso was quick to highlight the improvements made by the team over the weekend. We learned a lot about the car and the setup. I think we've made a step forward, especially with how we manage tire wear and race pace, he said. It's also important to remember that even when we're not fighting for the top spots, we can still take positives from these performances. Alonso also commented on the overall progress of Aston Martin. The team has been doing great work. There are still some areas we need to improve, but we're getting closer, he added. Every race gives us more data, and with the upcoming races in Qatar and Abu Dhabi, we have the chance to score points. We're feeling positive about the future. The 2024 season has been a challenging one for Aston Martin, but Alonso remains confident that the team will continue to improve and fight for points in the closing races of the season. Even though we haven't had the results we wanted, the performance in Las Vegas shows that we're capable of being competitive, he explained. If we can continue improving, we should be able to score points in the final 2 races of the year. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. Alonso also took time to acknowledge Max Verstappen's remarkable achievement in winning his 4th World Championship. Max deserves all the congratulations, said Alonso. He's had an incredible year. The car wasn't as dominant as last year, but he still managed to get incredible performances out of it. His drive in Brazil, for example, was absolutely phenomenal. It's performances like that show why he's one of the best in the world. Despite the challenges of the 2024 season, Alonso remains optimistic about the future of both his own career and that of Aston Martin. With 2 races remaining in the year, Alonso and his team will be looking to end the season on a high note. There's still a lot to play for, he said. We're all motivated, and will be pushing hard in Qatar and Abu Dhabi. I'm excited to get back in the car and continue working with the team. Reminder to subscribe, stay connected with F1 blogs for all the latest F1 updates, in-depth race analysis, and exclusive content. Don't miss out on any of the action. Subscribe now for all things Formula 1.